What I thought is, since this is primarily a retail audience, I will try and give you the opportunity size which is available in the e-commerce market. And maybe that will be a good starting point for all of us to start thinking the way we discussed in the earlier sessions by Mr. Mahesh, and what the overall opportunity for the overall retail business is, rather than looking at e-commerce or physical retail. So there are three pillars as we see in the overall business opportunity. The first is the overall business in terms of revenue opportunity. Okay. So that's the first pillar. Now let's look at it from a point of what's the size of retail market in India. Different estimates, but by and large, the number is the Indian retail market is approximately 550 billion to 600 billion. Okay, for the last year. Now let's assume that 600 billion is the number. Of that, the organized retail is just about 8 or 9% of that. It's around 45 to 50 billion dollars. Organized retail in India has been in existence for last 20 years plus. So it's taken 20 years to touch 45 to 50 billion dollars. If you look at e-commerce as a business, it's just about 3 to 4 years old in this country. Yeah, there are players who started off in 2005, 6, 7, but if you really see the evolution of e-commerce, it started off in 2011. So 2011, 12, 13, basically 3.5-year-old industry. In 3.5 years, this industry size last year was estimated to be anywhere close to $3 billion. So in 3 years, the industry has touched $3 billion. Okay. Our estimates are that by the year 2017, which is primarily 4 years away from now, this market will be close to $8.5 to $9 billion, 3x, okay, minimum. Some estimates say this market will be around $16 to $17 billion. So let's keep that away. But even if you assume $8 or $9 billion, that's a huge number, right? So from all of us point of view, let's think that if e-commerce across all categories is going to be $8.5 or $9 billion, can we play a role in that? So that's the first pillar, the revenue opportunity size for all of us. Second is in terms of consumers. All of us agree that though we have 120 crore population, the population which really matters to most of us sitting in this room is the 20 crore top population. That's 250 million. That's the upper class, middle class, SEC A and B. Now that 200 to 250 million people are already on the internet. Last year, 2013, we ended with close to 230 million internet population. Our estimates are by the end of this year, that internet population will be close to $300 million people. Now that means the entire SEC A and B, which literally are the consuming class, will be on the internet. Now once again, that 300 million, if you really look at that internet population is on the internet, last year alone, more than 60 million of those visited multiple e-commerce portals, be it the apparel portals, the electronic portals, the food basket, or any of those, across multiple categories. Our estimates are by the end of this year, that number will be close to 150 million. Now 15 crore or 150 million people who are literally the high end of the consuming class are going to be on the internet. What are they doing on the internet? They are looking at multiple products which are available on multiple e-commerce portals. Question is, those are the same guys who also visit our retail outlets. Are we addressing them on the e-commerce platform or not? If we are not, there's a potential that these customers might never walk into a physical retail outlet. So if you have a physical retail outlet, why not approach them through the online platform also? That's the second part. So the first was the revenue opportunity, second is the consumer size opportunity, the number of customers. And then the third is from your point of view. I'm sure most of you know that in India, the largest 3 e-commerce players, in fact the largest 5 e-commerce players, Flipkart, Snapdeal, Amazon, Myntra, Jabong, and even the 6th player, which is eBay, are all marketplace models. What does marketplace mean? Anyone who wants to sell online can register themselves on these platforms and sell. The latest estimates are that there are more than 25,000 sellers, physical retailers, physical store retailers who are on the platform of Snapdeal and Flipkart and Amazon's. Now those are the 25,000 physical retailers who are someone like you who have already taken that platform and started selling, be it mobile phones, be it shoes, be it clothes, be it grocery, be it cosmetics, healthcare products, whatever you name it, books. Now the question is, if those guys have started getting that, and why can't we, all of us? Because that's a platform. You don't need to do anything. You really don't need to do anything to create a website. You don't need to do anything in terms of marketing yourself. You are having a physical retail outlet in some area of Delhi or Chandigarh or Coimbatore, and you can sell to anyone, any consumer sitting in any part of this country. Imagine your sales can just multiply in exponential. Now, if you look at these three pillars, the first is the revenue opportunity, second is the consumer size opportunity, and third is I don't need to do anything. I just need to register myself on one of the e-commerce platforms and start selling. It's a value-added proposition and you think from your customer point of view. Don't think from your only business point of view. From a customer point of view, the same customer who had to take physical trouble to come to your retail outlet, be it 100 meters away from his house or be it 10 kilometers away from your house, doesn't need to step out of his house. And as we earlier heard, the biggest advantage is of convenience shopping online. You can give that to your own customer and as well get new customers beyond that. So from this point of view, I clearly think that this is a big opportunity. Now let's look at the other aspect of the opportunity size. Where do we see the growth coming for e-commerce? Okay, in India, very clearly, we have the second largest mobile population in the world. In fact, in the last 12 months, in 2013, if you really see, India added close to 100 million internet users. Of those 100 million, 80 million came only from mobile devices. Now, if you look at that number and assume that if there are 650 million mobile subscribers in this country, of those, by the end of 2015, which is next 18 months or 19 months, half of them will be on internet. They walk into your store, see the product, see the price, maybe standing within your store, open an online portal, see the same product, see the price, and walk out of your showroom. That's a very, very dangerous thing which can happen to your physical retail outlet. So the big opportunity the big growth is coming from mobile, and that's an opportunity as well as a threat for a physical retail outlet. So the question is, if I have a physical retail outlet, how can I have a mobile presence? So that the customer compares me also I am on the screen which he's seeing rather than someone else being on the screen. So that's the first opportunity, mobile. Second is more and more women are coming on the internet. So if you see last year's 230 million internet subscribers in this country, just about 30-35% are women. The rate at which women subscribers are growing, by the end of 2015, maybe that number will be above 40%. Women are big shoppers. Not biased, but that's the fact. So if women are the big shoppers and they start going online, they are going to compare more and more. So that's the second opportunity for you. And the third is, think from a tier 2, tier 3, tier 4 town. So as you rightly said, Max, for example, how many retail outlets do we have of Max?
100 we have.
100 retail outlets.
But restricted to 40 cities.
40 cities, right? There are many people beyond those 40 cities who want to buy something from Lifestyle. They can't. But they've heard of Lifestyle. What will that person do? Since he cannot visit the city where Lifestyle exists, he might go to his next outlet, or he might go to a Myntra.com or a Jabong.com and buy the same product which Lifestyle could have offered. Now imagine the same Lifestyle has a web presence. They are not restricted to 40 cities. They are restricted to the entire country, or maybe outside the country also. So there is no restriction. So tier 2, tier 3, tier 4 towns are the next opportunity for each one of you. That is where the next wave of growth is coming. In fact, if you look at currently the Google search queries on shopping. 40% of the Google search queries for shopping are already coming from mobile devices, and more than 50% of the shopping queries are coming from tier 3, tier 4 towns, beyond the top 15 cities, shopping related queries. So that's a big, big opportunity, right? And the last part of it is, how do you integrate this across your channel? So you have a physical retail outlet, you have maybe a catalog model, you have maybe a television channel through which you sell, and then you have an online presence. And I think that is where the crucial part of your managing the business is going to be, because when a customer walks into your physical retail outlet or an online business or your catalog, the user experience has to be common. It cannot vary from channel to channel. The moment that happens, then the customer is never going to walk into any of your channel. He might walk into some other channel. I think that's the most important thing each one of us will have to think, that when I'm going to be across omni-channel, my user experience has to be similar across the channels. Be it the promotion you are running, be it the pricing which you have, be it the catalog which you have, or be it the customer service or the customer acquisition model. The user experience has to be common across. That's it from my side. Thank you.